Hello all you YouTube users, Kevin T. Rod here, film critic of themoviewizard.com, and this is my first YouTube video. And this is actually in response to eBay. Well, not eBay per se, Crazy New York Drivers movie on eBay. And I'm sorry that I don't have a video camera, so I'm doing this audio with a few pictures thanks to Microsoft Movie Maker, stuff like that. But basically, Crazy New York Driver was dead on in his complaints. eBay does not care about the sellers. They have not for a while. Now, I'm not going to say I've been an entrepreneur on eBay for years, and just to let you know, Kevin T. Rod is not my eBay username, so I did start selling on eBay in about 1998, I believe. And I've always gone on and off selling little things, and due to the recent job situation, which is unimportant, I started using eBay a lot more to support my life, and it actually works for the most part. I have been making pretty good money because I do have a knack for selling. However, there are still problems, and it's been mainly with the changes that John Donahoe has been making, or John Donahoe, or whatever his name is. Let's just refer to him as the jerk, okay? Anyway, just to let you know, people are by and large happy with my service. They get good products, they get good prices, usually, unless they used to buy it now, which in that case they must be pretty desperate for the item because I always overcharge on the buy it now. It's a garage sale mentality thing. I'll talk about it later. But for the most part, they are happy. And yet, I am barely struggling to keep my DSR ratings above the eBay standards. Now, for starters, eBay's DSR standards are ridiculously high. If you go below 4.3 in any of your categories, your search standing and the best match thing that they have going will be lowered. And I don't know what that means to me per se, because from what I can tell, there's no rhyme or reason to how the best match system works anyway. I just don't think it works at all, in fact. And then if it goes below 4.1 in any of the categories, I get suspended from eBay, and I can only get let back on when my feedback improves, which is of course ridiculous because I'm not selling stuff on eBay. They won't let me, so how could I get my feedback back up? But anyway, usually the category that tends to be the lowest is shipping time, because people don't realize that it takes a while to get stuff from California to New York sometimes. The other is the cost of shipping, even though I mostly sell DVDs, CDs, and records, and eBay puts a limit on how much I can charge shipping, so ideally the shipping shouldn't be that big of a deal to them, but it is. They still get to deal with that. And the thing that has ticked me off is, of course, the people who I mail the stuff and then they leave a neutral or negative feedback anyway. One guy did this. He bought a DVD. I mailed it the next day. He got it 4 days later and left me a neutral feedback and a slow shipping time, and I got kicked off eBay, suspended for a bit, which I thought was bogus. And then, more recently, some guy bought a King Kong HD DVD. He claimed he never got it. I tracked the number, though. He did get it. It said delivered, or, I mean, maybe someone stole it, I don't know, but the point is it was delivered. He left me a negative feedback. He tried to get my money back, but I've got my PayPal account set up in a way where the money goes to a separate checking account, and I always leave that checking account empty. I am always moving the money around so that PayPal can't dig into my pocket and get the money back from me. That's smart. I recommend everyone do that. But that's not the point of the video either. No, the point of the video is that each time I complained, I told them the situation, that basically this was unfair and I wanted the feedback removed, which now I know they don't do that, but they told me a similar thing. They will side with the buyers over the sellers. And I think Crazy New York Driver hit on something here, where it's like, if they want bad buyers, we should give them bad buyers. I mean this to be really serious. Now, if we're going to do this, we have to do it properly. And unfortunately, was the way we have to do it, unless someone can come up with a better idea, it's going to hurt sellers. But you know what? That's eBay's problem. They set it up for the sellers to be hurt. Anyway, of course, was the problem on reporting... let me start that over. Now, Crazy New York Driver's situation was that somebody bought an item and he did not pay for it. Ironically, I am kind of in that situation where someone has bought a Peter Pan soundtrack and does not want to pay for it now. And after 5 more days, I can list it as an unpaid item, but then he's going to leave me a negative feedback, and I would most likely get kicked off eBay. Now, since the item I sold was for $7.50, that means it's kind of like a $2 fee when it's all said and done, and this kind of practice actually encourages people to not report those unpaid item strikes, because most people would rather swallow the $2 than get kicked off eBay. So, pretty sneaky what eBay's doing, personally. Or frankly, I should say frankly. When you think about it, it's one of eBay's ploys to get extra money. However, since they have proven that they will side with deadbeat buyers, here's what we should do. We should open up new email accounts, get random addresses, go to the library, and buy lots of expensive items. Now keep in mind, they have to be expensive because a lot of people these days are swallowing the fees for the unpaid items if the fee is not much. If you buy a $10 item and they have to swallow a $2 fee, they probably will do that because the cons of reporting that item as being unpaid greatly outweigh the pros of getting refunded. However, if you go to a power seller and you buy like a $5,000 item, and most of the people, I think you'll find expensive stuff like that on eBay Motors, but if you buy like a $5,000 item and the fee is $500 and you don't pay for it, that's a bit tougher to swallow. Most people will not swallow a loss like that, and they will have to report it. And whether they report it or not, you can leave the negative feedback anyway. Basically, we do enough of this. We get the expensive items, we leave the neutral feedback, we get big sellers kicked off eBay to the point where a lot of them are complaining, and some of these big sellers have like these $500 a month stores, and they threaten to close their accounts. You would hope eBay would start to listen. They might not, because they've been doing some very strange things recently, but this is not a bad idea. And I kind of hate to think of doing it, and again, if someone can think of another way to fight back, please propose it, because unfortunately, as I said, sellers will get hurt in this little, thing we're going to be doing. But I don't know what else to do. eBay has set up a system that is easy to manipulate, it's easy to scam, and frankly, if they are going to side with deadbeat bidders, and they admit that they pretty much would prefer deadbeat bidders over high quality power sellers that pay the fees and therefore keeps eBay in business, then we should probably give it to them and let them really digest what they're doing. And that's about all I have right now. There will probably be a part 2 of this video coming soon because I'm running out of time. But this is Kevin T. Rod. Peace out. Keep it real on YouTube.